But if you want to search me, I'll give you a hint. I use the suppository.
Alright, so let's go. I don't exactly know how I'm going to introduce you. There is a man that almost needs no introduction.
Jesus, that's a good one. Oops.
The legendary,
Cat's
maybe.
out of the bag.
The colorful. The man with the strapping chest. There's many ways to describe this gentleman. But really, he's just a good friend. He's a healer. He's many things. But we're sitting down today with the deacon of the Church of Cannabis Sativa. But, welcome to the Cellar. Not your first time, but for this it may be your last. Who knows? Like I'm never fucking coming back here again.
First time being recorded and fully accountable for what's coming out of my mouth. So maybe it'll be my last time.
I didn't fucking say that. Actually, dude, let's go to the tape.
Yeah, so let's find out now. Quick thumbs up if you like what's going on, or I'm leaving.
But that's why all the names and places have all been changed and altered and censored and stricken from the record. And there's no names attached to this account whatsoever. So,
great.
Fingerprint this bitch.
The Snapchat of podcasts. Fucking never existed.
Shit.
They burn as quickly as they're produced.
Like the hourglass, like it's there just for a short time.
Complete exclusivity. You guys can only watch it once.
Yeah, that is the thing too. Like, if it was just live when it's live and then it's gone forever.
Let's do like 30 seconds, Mike Tyson fight style. Like, okay, that's it. We're done. Bam. Pay me. 30 million. I'm biting ears next time you see me, motherfucker.
Right. Holy fuck.
That's it. Are we allowed to curse on this fucking?
Oh, yeah.
Deacon.
You got to get some of
First of all, it's Reverend.
Oh,
if you're gonna pick clown shoes, make sure they're the right fit, the right color.
Church, but I'm not schooled quite yet.
And let me just apologize ahead of time for anybody who has any kind of organized religion and structure, disciplines. I'm obviously not that kind of priest.
We're not here to fucking judge anybody.
Yes, we are. We're here to judge everybody. Fly, piggies, fly! No, I mean, not any reference to pigs, pork, bacon. I don't not like that stuff. It's important to say everybody has an active prescribed cannabis consumption card. We're all patients, so that'd be important to say. Right?
We all need it.
Well, we've been prescribed, so what you're seeing is us medicating. Hopefully it doesn't offend a lot of people. May have us judged.
Do you own a gavel?
Yeah.
I don't either.
Hammers, but no gavels.
I was going to get a gavel tattooed on my finger so that I could rightfully judge every fucking motherfucker. Could you imagine?
Case, you want to be case closed. I object. Object.
Then you need the executioner on the other side.
I object.
What's the name of that thing? The guillotine. You need a fucking guillotine on the other hand.
It's like the neck.
That'd be a cool tattoo. Do a fucking guillotine on something.
The back of somebody's neck.
Oh, that wouldn't be bad. I've seen like traditional razor blade tattoos and shit.
I've got a traditional barber straight razor tattooed.
Yeah, the straight.
90 degrees.
That would be so good.
I'll tell you a quick story. My grandfather, Joel Lieberman, had a barber shop in North Bergen, New Jersey. Had to close it eventually because the guy was doing business selling $2.50 haircuts to the same 3 senior citizens that were coming in. Yeah. Eventually, when they closed his shop, I think it was on Bergen Line Avenue. If I may be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that resonates. Across the street from a Burger King. Holy shit! Yeah, this is all coming back to me now. Next to a karate dojo. Anyway, so by the time he closed the place down, it was one light bulb just over his chair, and the guy was, Joel was cutting hair for $2.50. No surprise he couldn't make rent. But for shits and giggles, I go in there, in my I guess the apex of my teen years. Obviously, I got some pubes I wanted cut. I'm like, hey, Grams, I want to shave. I want a traditional barber shave. He lights up. He's like, cool, I haven't done one in a while. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy's an OJ. He's a goat. He's going to shave me.
This is the way started right. I mean, obviously that's how it all used to be done.
Leather straps are still hanging from the chairs. These are like I later find out Grandpa's chairs a 1923 Padar, made in Chicago, traditional porcelain-based chair.
I used to have a Koken barber chair with a porcelain base.
There you go.
So I know it was like 1928 or something like that. Yeah. So.
I'm looking into these chairs and I find out that those brands are sought after, even for tattoo artists and piercers.
God, dude. And I'm telling you what, the people that get into restoring them will put thousands of dollars into them, because if you can get it back, especially one with a porcelain base that's not not damaged and all, because obviously a lot of the old ones they changed to steel, they're worth half as much as the porcelain ones.
Right. Heavier than.
And just for a conversation piece, like, because I had it and this dude gave me a fucking. A chair for a tattoo, the barter system. I love it. So, like, I mean, and it had very minimal tears in it, and I ended up selling it for like $850, but this dude fucking was honest with me that, like, he was going to get $3,000 out of it after he fucking restored it. And just the little stiplings and fixing shit on it. But I
thought I was going towards that number when I took in Grandpa's chair, but I later just gave it to somebody.
It's one of those things you got to just hold on to it until you find one person that knows the value of it and has the money to invest in it. Because very few people, just like me, if I would have had to pay cash for that, $300 at most, I would have given him for that chair.
Well, and those are the numbers I was starting to get, and I'm like, no, this is like a $3,000.
Their vintage are so rare, dude. Oh my god, I still. I'm like, man, I should have kept it, because now it would be worth even more, especially because, like I said, with that porcelain base, that's the most valuable part of it.
I can imagine during my short stint of being homeless, me hanging on to this porcelain chair going, no, it's mine! It's like it being in the rain, me covering it with plastic. It was hard enough just lugging my personal belongings around.
Well, and I was using it too. Like, I don't like to have things just to sit around and look at either. It's just like, anything like so. I mean, yeah, it was nice and it was vintage. It was beautiful, but like I got it because I wanted to do fucking tattoos in it, because how gnarly would that be to sit? Especially like when you get that client that's in his 50s and he's like, oh boy, man, I remember being just a little kid, in one of these chairs, and they used to feel so big, and I'd be there with my dad getting my fucking haircut, you know what I mean? Like, it would take somebody back like a time machine.
The guy would have to be in his 70s or 80s at this point.
Right, yeah.
Because dude, I'm 35, but if I was 50, that, I still would be
just a piece alone was so
older
cool.
than the barbershop chair.
So, like, I knew damn well, like, I was gonna end up devaluing it at some point, using it every day to tattoos and shit and spilling ink on it and stuff. So like I ended up getting rid of it, but yeah, it was cool to have for a long time, man. It was really, really cool. Like I had it as just a display piece for a little bit, and little kids would sit in it. And, like
this thing had like hair cut on it and like barber shit. Like there's not like much more you can do to it that it hasn't.
When you unscrew the fucking because they had like the metal band that hold the upholstery on. Like I took all that off to clean it. You wouldn't believe the amount of hair that was just in the seams. I'm partially grossed out, but also like
I'm pretty sure Thomas Edison's beard hair was in my grandfather's fucking chair.
In this fucking chair, dude. Oh my god.
There's
like one scientist.
Al Capone's fucking sweat or some shit like that.
I mean, like we don't even know who could have sat in this fucking chair.
That's just from the second owner.
Yeah.
So, Joe Lieberman. I'll
heavy as fuck though.
Totally forget.
Hydraulic fucking oil stains on my fucking carpet, and I didn't get my deposit back from that shop. But anyway, continue.
I'm like, what the fuck was I saying? Oh, Joe Lieberman, grandpa, 80-something years old. So I go to get a shave from him, right? And I'm walking in there thinking this guy's got the hands of a surgeon, right? He's got 30 years. Wait. Cockblocker. But that's exactly what it was, dude. I sat there. Now, mind you, at the time, I think I'm doing smack. I'm not lying. I think I'm doing heroin almost full time at that point, right? So I've got this big dick thing about me where I'm like, whatever. I've survived street deals, I'm like, I'm in Northburg, I'll get around the corner. Like, I probably did a bag before I went to go see my grandfather, honestly. But for some reason, the minute I saw that guy's handshake, and it was right before he got to my neck, it's like, he's strapping it, no problem. So, how things in school, he's telling me, we're talking, small talk, whatever, how are you? I'm feeling like the best grandkid ever. I went to go visit my grandfather.
Well, what an experience, too. I mean, like, to have him do something like, because that's his craft. that's his art. That's his tattoo. You know what I mean? So, like, you're waiting to get something that very few people, I'm sure, now, come in and get. So, I mean, like, you're going to get the work.
So now I'm making the small talk. I'm like, so when's the last time you did a shave? And he's like, oh, it's been a couple of years. And that's when the hand starts going back and forth.
Grandpa, what year is it, first of all? What year it is?
So I've got the equivalent of Joe Biden basically trying to give me a shave now, and I'm crawling up. Yeah, I'm crawling up the chair. I got like 8 inches taller. I'm like, pulling it away, and I'm thinking if I tense up, he's gonna cut a jug for sure. I'm like, fucking relax, don't. He's like, he's cool. He's gonna do it. No problem, right? No problem, no issue. I'm letting the dope do its work. I'm like, dude, relax, dude, relax. So this thing shaking up until it gets right to my neck, right? Yeah. Second it lands, boom, steady. It's the worst experience
you'll ever get. But that's funny though, because like there are times that I get self-conscious for just a moment, because when I'm going into your skin with the weight of the machine, sometimes my arms in a weird spot. I'm a little bit shaky when I do that. As soon as I run out line, I'm a natural. But obviously, it's once you get that, you're in the groove. But it's funny. This was not planned or I made a Dumb and Dumber reference before we started, and I immediately thought of the Dumb and Dumber scene where he's getting the shave and he has the ketchup packet. I was like, oh no! I hope to God you didn't do it twice. I don't see any scars. Holy fuck.
No, I survived Grandpa's shave.
Oh, yeah. Fucking awesome. Oh, man.
I thought
it would be scary. And I thought about doing that, like trying to find like a vintage barber, something like that, something that specializes in that, because it would be cool just for the experience. I don't need a close shave, but that would just be cool to get that, get that done.
I think the closest you're going to get is waxing.
I mean, that would probably be just as traumatic, but not nearly as cool. I used to have one of those straight razors. Somebody had given me one, like a vintage fucking straight razor, but oh my God, I would just, I don't think so. I'd shave my arm with it and shit.
They're useless for anything but shaving.
It's weird.
And to prove how sharp it is, you always cut the piece of paper. You're like, look how sharp it is. You're like, okay, now I put it away. What else do you do with it? Nothing. It's not even cool to whip it out and threaten somebody with it. You're like, what are you going to fucking Gillette me? Huh? Are you Mr. Gillette? Right. How do you even fucking... They come on your own. Chop my fingertips off, damn it!
It's like sticking in my neck.
Right. Would you go into 3/4 of an inch? You want to scratch me some more, tough guy? Sorry, I'm sure the cut is ferocious from a straight razor. Right. Somebody didn't prove me wrong. Oh, you think straight razors are funny, huh? Right. I'm from the straight razor.
I think I will fucking cut you.
My buddy at the Stiletto Club called over. Who called my buddy from the Butterfly Knife Club. The Flying...
Right after brunch, I'm going to kick your ass.
Mr. Machete himself called me. Really upset. The fact that you're making fun of straight razors.
This cunt's going to come at me while I'm having tea?
Right. You know that triple thing from the Geneva Convention? He even fucking called me. And he hasn't been woken up in years.
I have no fucking idea what we're talking about. I'm pretty sure we're talking about two different things.
Whatever.
I have no idea.
I'm making Blade references. I know nothing about this topic. It's podcast one.
That's the best thing about having no topic at all.
I can't wait till you write the subject matter. Like, podcast number 1.
Yeah, what would
knives?
Yeah.
Good. Shaves.
We always appreciate.
It takes
my God, I had to shave this guy today, and I have one of the, like, it looks like a vintage razor, but it's obviously a modern one, and you can get them at Walmart. They're fucking awesome. I'm telling you what, it's a double-edged razor blade, and it's made to look like the vintage ones, but it's made to shave dry, and it's guaranteed to have no skin irritation, no bumps, no rash, nothing like that.
I was going to actually talk to you about that.
It's scary when you're shaving somebody, because I feel like I'm on them with just a blade. Like, you can hear it. Like, it's a really good razor. It's sharp.
Shouldn't you not hear it if it's a good sharp razor?
I mean, I don't know.
No, it's
I feel like I have hypersensitivity to that kind of stuff.
Do you remember that? reference I made with Joel's, dull ass fucking 1920s razor that he was trying to.
Just pulling it out at that point.
Yep. Oh, so I was going to ask, what's with not shaving me when you give me tattoos, man? I'm like a little.
You're not hairy, dude. It's weird.
I love you, man. Thank you for bringing that out.
Yeah, you got really, really smooth skin, dude. Like I don't think I've ever had to shave you, even on your chest. It's pretty clean too. If somebody had to shave me, I'd be like that bitch that yelled at me. I had to shave this lady's arm one time, and she flipped out. You better tell me I'm fucking hairy. I'm like, realistically, I should shave everybody because even if I can't see the hair on you, there's still hairs that I can't see, and they carry bacteria and things like that. I should shave you.
I'm not really leading to the fact that I want to be shaved by you.
What I'm getting at, bro, is I want you to shave.
As much as I wanted to get into the topic of, does a hair follicle or a dare I say, zit, pustule, bother you when you're tattooing? Because I was always wondering, like, if I had a big old nasty blackhead and I wanted, like, a tattoo very specific, detailed, and you're in the fine line stages of it, what do you pop the fucking thing? Like, what do? Do you go around it? Do you stop? Like, come back tomorrow and I'll fill this little...
gagging.
On Shit, you don't ask tattooists. Like, do people smell fucking nasty, dude? Like, what's the worst?
Dude, I had to do a fucking leg tattoo, and oh my god, his foot smelled so bad. Like, I was fucking, swear to god, I was high from it.
I gotta know the zit one first. So we gotta go,
like, in his foot, like, because the tattoo's here. His foot's here, which means my nose is right over his toes.
But you have the option to put fans down and stuff. Like, you could divert the odor.
I should.
Zit, though, you cannot.
No.
What happens?
Realistically,
I know there's people trying to cover some nasty skin.
It's not a good idea to break the skin and then tattoo over top of it, because if the skin's going to be broken, it'll be broken by the tattoo needle itself, which is normally what happens, which is what I was going to gag about, because it's fucking. If you have to like tattoo through it, it fucking does happen. But
okay.
but.
It's good for nausea right now. It's important to say. We're sponsored by the Church of Cannabis Sativa.
To how he walked in.
I honestly thought you were going to wear the brown bag for...
oh, dude, that would have been way funnier.
Little holes.
Some holes. Oh, I ripped it. This fucking would fit over my head, too, I bet.
Let's make references to the bag man from the 70s.
Episode 1.
There you go. Yep. Too late. We already know who you are.
Let's probably cut down the echo. I have an echo in the bag, though. It's a fucking smoke hole.
This kind of solves the whole problem of hearing yourself talk.
You think this is a fire hazard? It's fucking engulfs in flames. Holy fuck.
Infancies of podcasting. Just put a bag over my head to hear myself talk. And then I added video.
Man, my eyes are watering from gagging.
I guess the real question is, why do I still insist on guarding against the wind when I'm indoors and there's zero chance of wind?
Oh my god, we've talked about this before. No matter what, I do that. It's fucking, just have it. And it looks cool.
It's annoying.
But, yeah, we'll use this opportunity to now switch to our sponsor to talk about a good remedy for nausea.
Weed. It's good for everything. Now we're back to our program. Doesn't say televised, but you can't even say that, can you?
I mean, we could probably get it televised.
No. No syndication, no televised, no shares, zero. Zilch. Nada.
Well, and that's kind of why, like, last time I was like, you dropped that little fucking seed. I'm like, dude, well, I'm not even going to put it on my shit as far as, like, my Facebook, Instagram. I have an Instagram for this. But as far as I understand, like, unless it's shared or recommended to someone you know personally, it, shouldn't be easy to find. I don't know. I really don't know.
Great.
Because, like I said, I mean, like, unless, no, I mean, they would have to know directly what it was called, how to find it. I mean, how many people. Well, even so, if I don't even put your name in, as long as your name or my name isn't in the title and description, because, like, what would they do? Like, they would have to go on YouTube and fucking punch in your name. They're not going to find it that way.
Fuck, I don't think you could do a better job of convincing me to help you with episode 2. I mean, that's...
Well, just under the radar.
So there's going to be less than 0 chance of anybody seeing or hearing this.
Yeah, as far as I know, I mean, like I said, it's obviously, I mean, by chance, maybe, if someone's searching relevant topics, but the way that, the algorithm works is that I can put in, the topics, like, obviously we can, tag, like, medical marijuana, things like that, and, unless people are actively searching for that, and it's not like we're some big conglomerate to where, like, we're not going to be probably highly recommended on the YouTube feeds, at least for a while, until we gain some traction.
I'm looking for a sponsorship board next time I'm on this motherfucker. What are you talking about? I want this all lit up. I want fucking, like,
well, I mean,
local sponsors, global,
if we can find, and that's the thing too, is what? What? Oh, I'm fucking out of fucking.
Stop douching, man. Move over.
But the thing is too is, like, now with social media and stuff like that, like, I could reach out to any company, any brand, and if we have relevant information, something that's relevant to their brand, I mean, like, it's not that hard to reach out nowadays. Like, it doesn't have to be a local anything. If anything, we're not going to even we're not even going to divulge where the local area is. Essentially, we want to be under the radar, off the radar, I mean, so that way we don't have to worry about any bullshit. Yeah, because I want to be able to freely, fucking drink and smoke, because I don't need my fucking clients. I don't want my fucking tattoo clients even, necessarily, unless I knew that they could watch it effectively and not, because that's what we were watching a fucking Rogan podcast, and he's on there, like, talking about parents of...
This motherfucker right here thinks that people aren't going to want to watch us talk shit to each other.
I mean, they probably will, and we don't have to let people know who we're talking about either, because, I mean, like, we were talking with her dad about this fucking asshole that came in to get this fucking cover up, and oh my god, like, it just was a fucking mess, and it's just hilarious that people are willing to let people, like, oh, you've never done this before? Oh, you could do my whole sleeve. Electricity, lightning bolts? Yeah.
One watcher just dropped off. Is that one guy?
Oh, damn,
I thought you liked me, man.
Yeah.
He's really into my piece.
I am. I mean, I am into it now that it's half fixed. But there was also a fallout with that. Like, he's like, what do you mean it's going to cost more to finish it? I'm like, dude, you realize that you come into my fucking shop and told me that the only dude that you found that was even willing to work on it and fix it told you it would be fucking $6,000. I told you it would be $600 and you're complaining that you're $300 in and it's not done. You know what I mean? Like, what do you, like, go somewhere else happily? Good luck, because I guarantee, one, you won't find anybody that will even want to do it, not only have the talent or skill to do it, but then to do it for a price that you can afford. You know what I mean? Like, I'm your only fucking only choice at that point. Like
that surely taught you a lesson, didn't it, Red?
But it's funny because, like I said, I mean, this kid, I mean, he let his buddy, who has absolutely no experience, he was like, I can either give you the Mike Tyson tribal face tattoo, or I can do you a whole sleeve of lightning.
Oh, yeah, it's totally equal.
I think I'll go with the lightning. Yeah. Well, then his buddy's like, well, it's your whole arm. Well, I can't make a stencil that big, so I just have to draw it on and then tattoo it. So, again, here's another opportunity to know, like, okay, he doesn't know what he's doing. Because, yeah, I don't have a stencil that's that big either. But I could make 2 stencils. You know what I mean? Like, I could make fucking 10 stencils. You know what I mean? So, like, here's your sign. So, I mean, this dude went in and let him, and I'm telling you what, it was fucking horrible. It looked like, at best, tree roots. You know what I mean? Just, oh my god, the whole oil on his arm. And I turned that into fucking beautiful, thin, sharp, dynamic lightning all the way down. Now, there's still stuff to do. And he knew that. I even stopped him and said, hey, listen, dude, you wanted to do $300 worth? We're at $300 worth. Obviously, it's not done, but we've done a miracle here. You know what I mean? So, like, at least you're going to be out of the woods at, like, $500 instead of the quote of $6,000 that this guy gave me before. And he's still bitching. And he didn't have the fucking nerve to fucking message us and fucking complain about the price. His mom messaged and said, why is his tattoo going to be more? I said, aren't you slapping your fucking son for letting him fucking do something so stupid in the first place that you have to fucking help him pay for such a mistake to be fucking corrected? Like, why aren't you giving him a fucking lecture instead of the dude who's doing him right? Like, it's just so backwards, dude. Sometimes people are just fucked.
The world we live in, where the tattoo artist has got to give parenting advice.
The entitlement, too. It's like, what do you mean? I should just do it, like, I'm not supposed to get my rate? Like, what the fuck? There's a difference between, like, and I even told him, I said, dude, clearly you know you could go find someone cheaper to do it. But you also know what results come with that. So, if you want it done right and done it professionally, I'm fucking sorry, but I gotta fucking charge you for my time that it takes me to fix it. It's not like it's an easy fucking thing to fix. You know, I mean...
Well, now you know that guy got the quote because that person didn't want to fucking do the tattoo for him.
Finally, you're the only other person that I've ever heard actually...
It's the fucking go-away quote. It's the one number he knew that nobody would ever pay to get that kind of work done because he smelled the client's fucking toxicity.
See, and
as an artist, you should... You know, again, I was about to give you some shit in the beginning of all this, but obviously for the sake of chewing up podcast time, I'll let you fucking go on. But it's your fault. Why'd you drop, you know, if you heard it's $5,000 or $6,000 out of a tattoo, what makes you think you can do it for $600?
Because I could have.
But obviously...
That's a fucking miracle in itself that I was able to fix that, because I didn't even know if I could do it.
Why would somebody even say, this is a $5,000 piece of art somewhere? Can you do it for the budget price of 10% of this?
Like, well, he didn't come up with any number. That was my number, free and clear. That's my real... And that's the thing. At least if anybody would watch this, you would fucking know that I don't fucking charge anything more than what I think realistically it'll take me. I'm a straight shooter. And that's hard to find in this tattoo industry. And also, I knew, and I fucking said the exact same thing that you just said to him. As soon as he told me, this guy said it would be $6,000, I'm like, that's because he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to fucking touch your arm.
Your spidey senses should have been fucking going off, dude. That's all I'm saying. You should have no.
I didn't chalk that up to maybe this kid was just someone that we shouldn't be dealing with. But I know that in the industry there's a lot of laziness going around, and I know damn well that if you came to me with something I just absolutely didn't want to fucking do, and I didn't want to be an asshole, or come off as an asshole, because I think it's better off that I'm just like, hey, listen, dude, I have no interest in doing that. If I did that for you, I wouldn't do my best because I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the fucking right thing to do. But if I didn't want to come off as an asshole, because even saying that, people would be like, oh, because it's me, or because I'm white, or a woman, or, you know what I mean? Like, they'd make up some reason that I, just didn't want to do it, other than just the fact that I didn't honestly want to do it.
But no, it's because you're a woman and you make these fucking real sounds when you talk.
You have a stupid idea, and you're overweight, and you're sweating in my shop, and your fucking feet smell.
That's it. It's all of the above. I'm carrying every fucking grudge I've ever had. Yeah. As a matter of fact, get out. I quit.
I will say that I have done that. Not much. I mean, I would say probably in 19 years of tattooing that I've probably only done it maybe 4 or 5 times. That, like, there was someone that inquired about getting work, and I just didn't even want to be in the same fucking room as them. And I gave them a fucking quote that I just knew, which, hey, it could go either way. Either they're going to say, oh, wow, that's too much, I'll go somewhere else. Or they're going to say, okay.
What's exactly? They actually
made $900 on a tattoo that should have only been $300. Or they'll fuck off.
Yeah, but how would you trust to get paid on somebody who goes, okay? Like,
I mean, obviously there's a process, But if someone came to me with something I just didn't want to do, and I was like, tell them it's $600. That'll fucking send them away. And they're like, oh, okay, I'll do it. $600, I'll do that.
Ooh, I just came up with another great idea.
Okay, I'll put up with you to fucking, if you're that dumb.
It's like, we're going to file this one under great ideas. Continuous charging on somebody's card. Yeah, this way, every 5-minute increment that the gun's working, because you now have a counter on your gun. Have it hit that Amex or that Visa. This way, if the person's sitting bullshitting, they're just going to ding on their phone, ding on their phone. They're going to shut the fuck up and just sit there and take it. Or if they say stop, you're like, okay, but ding. They're going to be like, okay, keep the gun going. Never mind. Ding, ding. You do that every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes. And but at the same time, it becomes incremental to where they don't even understand how much they're spending.
Send in your tips if you want it to keep going. What's your budget? Pay to keep it going. That's kind of crowd-funded tattoo.
I told you about that one too, right?
Interesting.
The more they
get your whole fucking leg done.
Watch them rinse. Yes. Ding, 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 ding.
Well, plus too, like, you get a nice looking leg laid out. You get a bunch of people. Hey, $5 a minute.
Perv, dude. This is why you don't have a lot of clients, because you give off that weird, creepy. See, you went to leg immediately.
I didn't go to foot.
Cockblocker again. Damn it.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I already don't like. Yeah, I mean, we just
whatever.
Man, the smell of that dude's foot was fucking rank. And like, cause you know how our setup is. I keep looking over to her like I'm like this dog. Like I feel like the dog in the Sarah McLachlan commercial in the fucking cage. I'm like, oh my god, it's so fucking bad. Please save me. Like
flies flying around you.
Like just anything kind of fucking calm.
You should have just refused to do it. Like, dude, they're gonna cut your fucking leg off soon anyway. Why are you even bothering in this thing? You're suffering from gangrene. Look, there's literally, it's green. It's dying. It's like just.
Before your tattoo on Thursday, we're gonna need you to come in on Wednesday for a pedicure and full foot wash.
That's it. That's it.
You're gonna have to see Julia before the tattoo. She's gonna scrub you down. We're gonna get you right. Get you a match.
Full blessing from the priest too. Hell, I'll wash his feet. Sure. Sinner.
No problem. Schedule him for a cleaning before I do this.
Right.
Oh yeah, he's gonna need a full clean. Well, get them bunions there too.
It's no more than a dental hygienist does before somebody drills a cavity.
Well, that's the thing, right?
Get them nice and clean.
Sanitization process, you gotta fucking scrub you down.
I'm like, don't you want to power wash this shit after he gets me all bloody? Like, knock some teeth around, bust some, crowns, chisel some shit. Then you guys can wash it, brighten it up, fill some spaces in. Nope.
And then coming next year will be the tattoo glory hole. You just put your fucking appendage through the hole, and I'll tattoo you. And I won't even have to fucking see you.
Wow.
That's if I'd been tattooing during COVID, that's exactly what I'd have done. It looked like a fucking C-section was going on in that bitch with a fucking blue curtain.
It's important for me to tell you, Rhett really does love human beings, and he really does love tattooing people. And he doesn't want AI and robots to ever take control of his job. Like drones. Someone will fly up, I'll sit on my porch, numb me and tattoo me in a couple seconds and fly off to the next person.
They tried to do a kiosk tattoo in Japan, and it semi-worked. Like the hardest part is that it has to stretch you. You know what I mean? Like for a thing to be able to work like that on your skin, because it's just like a CNC or a plotter or anything like that, but you get all this pull in the skin, so like that scares me, because what if you fucking flinch or move or something? You know what I mean? Like it's gonna.
They didn't work out, you don't think? Or
I mean, I don't even know if it was real. You know what I mean? It was on the internet, and it was just a video that he put his arm in the fucking thing. He picked the thing, and it
was the cross training. They tried to use sushi joints to. They use sushi chefs. They're like, all you got to do is hold the knife this way.
I just like to know how, like, well, what? Do I put? Just want a butterfly, damn it!
I got one part that's left that needs done. How do I get in?
I'm trying to get my mama's name on my teeth.
All the parts you couldn't get.
Going to see it's Mother's Day. Getting it for Mother's Day.
So what threat do you have that maybe one day that they're going to have laser tattoos and shit like that? Are you even worried about that?
Actually, we were just talking about this with this dude today. It's kind of funny because, I mean, as much as it's bound to happen, because we're already seeing it right now. Almost, I would say, at least, respectively, half, 50% of the fucking artwork that is sent to us to be tattooed is designed by an AI. It's an AI-generated image. It was made from an app. And it's so easy to tell because there's a lot of gibberish in that shit. So even if you say into your AI app, I want flowers and a heart, it'll do that for you. And a lot of it does it really well. But you can just tell in the design that it really doesn't know what it's doing. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of mumbo-jumbo in there, So it's like, it's definitely leaning that way. I mean, less and less people are going to be drawing by hand. I mean, even with that Procreate on the iPad, like, it is cool. But, boy, does it feel fucking different, And you can just tell that there's going to be so much more of that than drawing by hand. And it's good, but it takes that, I mean, like, I can fucking draw you a clean line. I can draw you a perfect circle. On that iPad, like, you don't have to be able to do that. Because, like, if I make a line,
it'll correct
it. Auto fucking sharpens it, smoothens it. Same thing with a circle, an oval, a straight line. Everything, it makes it absolutely fucking pristine, perfect. So, I mean, like, I believe that, there's, something to be said about the minor imperfections in something that was a hand job. You know what I mean? Something that was done by a human, by hand. It's one of a kind. Like, I mean, sure, the AI stuff, you get something it's a one of a kind as well, but at the same time, like, there's no fucking personality in that. There's no life in that thing at all. Like, it's flat. Like I said. So I think realistically, as it continues, and if it ever does get to be where that's a big thing, and that's a marketable fucking option for tattooing, to have it not done by people, I still think that it'll just put more spotlight and more allure into just the people that are doing it by hand. Because it's even just the same thing we talk about coil versus rotary. Everybody's using rotary machines now. Everybody's on the wireless shit. Everybody's on the fucking on the pens. And it's done incredible fucking things for the industry. It's allowed so many people to get into the industry that I think that it would have just quit if they had to learn with a coil machine, because it's 10 times easier to learn with a coil machine than it is with a rotary. And I mean, like, that's a lot of positive. There's a lot of good things for the tattoo industry, but at the same time, there's something to be said about that fucking weight and that noise and that fucking in the cable and the foot pedal and, like, just that grit. So I'm driving a 55 Chevy right now, like, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I could drive a Tesla and sit in the passenger seat even and fucking roll smoothly to where I'm going, but you could also shift fucking gears and fucking feel the road and the engine. You know what I mean? So, like, I still think, as weird as it is, it's going to be like a vintage thing now, like,
sure,
vintage style tattooing by hand. Some old fuck in a chair with a broken fucking back is gonna fucking lean over your fucking arm and sweat on you and shit.
So James,
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it'll feel like we're in the fucking 50s.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's what we were just talking about. This guy, like Ed Hardy, was the first one to say, "You think we should be wearing gloves?
Yeah.
You think we should sanitize our equipment, like, before and after we use it? Like, because before that, it was the Wild West, dude. People were fucking smoking cigarettes while they're tattooing and using McDonald's condiment caps for ink cups. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, with threat of hepatitis and all the diseases that we have today that are blood transferred, and even the biggest concerns these guys had when they were getting tattoos back in the days coming off the naval ships were, possibly herpes or chlamydia, and gonorrhea, clap, stuff that they were getting from, hookers overseas and whatnot.
Well, they definitely weren't thinking about it. You figure now it's all about airborne pathogens and cross-contamination and all this shit. But at the same time, I mean, there wasn't like this mass fucking epidemic, through the tattoo industry, because all these people were getting tattooed in unsanitary conditions. I mean, I feel like we would definitely know about it, if that had ever happened, so it's just weird that, before all of these standards were in place, people were getting tattooed in a far less sanitary situation, especially like you said. Fuck, they'd line them up. They'd get to port, everybody fucking off the boat, right to the tattoo shop, and they'd be in there all hours of the fucking one after the other,
I guess that kind of plays on the evolution as well, as far as the coil to rotary, or even the AI versus, original human art. The passion has to die away a little bit for it to evolve. In other words, the old animal has to die for the new one to be born. And wearing gloves puts a different feel on even the people who are using coil, because you put the piece of latex between you, a good piece of black latex, now you got millage, you lose your fingertips, which is it's sensory, you put even rotary behind gloves, and now you've lost the absolute original feel of tattooing. And Japanese can even argue, tap, 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 tap. You guys aren't even, what the fuck are you guys doing with that electricity shit? Right? Polynesians and Japanese.
Know where you're hitting in depth and all that, because by hand, there's so much more precision, obviously.
Our neighbor's getting siding done.
Control.
Right, so I'm watching. Day and a half, they do the entire house. Boom, 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 boom. They're, battery-operated saws. They're out there doing their thing.
Did this one over here?
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah, I watched the entire process. I'm about to do some
shit.
But,
you brought it to my attention.
Here I'm using my antiquated old shit that I've had my dad's initials still scribed on them, right? And I'm like, I got the old tool belt. I got all the original tools that I'm using. I take pride in the fact that I plug my shit in. Right. And I hear these guys buzzing and, literally doing what it is, like rotary glove work. And true, convenient, absolute evolution, necessity, redefines what tattooing is today.
Speed, time, productivity.
Maybe even brings newbies to the floor, But an old timer like me who's got the compressor in the background, or even who just whips the hammer out and starts pounding things out,
The thing is, I always like my grandpa tie the cord in the knot where you plug it in so it doesn't, you know what I mean? So
every time, man. Every time.
Boy, those are things that are just going to be lost. Because nothing has a fucking cord.
I do that shit with a little tiny, office, they're like, what the fuck you do? Making sure nobody pulls it out. They're like, it's a calculator, dude. It's not like it's going to... Yeah, it's not life support.
Yeah, but technology absolutely breeds laziness. You know what I mean? So, with even the thermal printers, I used to every fucking tattoo I did had to be stenciled by hand. And boy, is that hard. Because when you're stenciling by hand, it's the most unnatural part of the entire fucking process. From the time the design is picked to the fucking time the tattoo's done, it's the most unnatural part because you have to push so fucking hard on this paper to get it to transfer, darken up, clean up.
Oh, the carbon paper thing.
God, I'm telling you what, dude, that's fucking half the reason I have a fucking muscle, dude. Because when I'm stenciling something by hand, I have to stop and rub my hands out because it hurts, dude. So now I'm just just printed my design. I can just fucking buzz it through my thermal printer. Stencil's done. I fucking sat over here and fucking drank while I was fucking. You know what I mean? It's
hexagonal ballpoint pens. That was the shit. Big, fat, round, blue. Dare I say blue or black ink? I don't remember. I think it was blue ink that they were using.
Right.
But they were all over the place on my tattoo artist's desk because that was the shit that he was using to do all the stencils.
And that's what I mean. Even just that. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a fucking matter of convenience. It's quick, but even now, they have ones that are so much more superior to the ones that we have. I could take a fucking photograph, buzz it through the ones that they have now, and it comes out as an outline. It looks like it's a goddamn paint by number picture. It's unbelievable. So it's just weird because I'm a phenomenal tattoo artist. I can tattoo portraits all day. I have this picture. Of course, I'm not going to waste my time drawing it, or outlining it or stenciling and all that. So essentially the only thing you actually have to do is tattoo it. It's so weird because, before, I would touch a design 4, 5, 6 times before I ever got to tattoo it, So, I'd draw it, and then you'd make an outline of it, and then I would stencil it, and then I would have to tattoo it, outline it, then you shade it. So it's nowadays, now I literally just fucking copy and paste and tattoo it.
I wonder...
It's so weird.
I wonder now, based on what you just said, do you ever get midstream going, I don't like this?
Every fucking day, dude, because the thing that I try to tell her all the time, I was
because you got so many stabs at it when you're doing the work to finalize and change it.
Does that fucking change the way that you feel when you go into something? Because with the way that it is now modernized and streamlined, it's this thing is so foreign to me.
Right.
Until it's on me and ready to be permanent. You know what I mean? So
no intimacy with the
fucking right. Even just the fact of just being familiar, because I take pride in the fact that I know this thing in every single fucking line in it with my eyes closed because I fucking drew it and then I outlined it and then I stenciled it and then I put it on the body and then I outlined it.
See that?
So it's
so I insist on you drawing the shit on me. I'm you come up with the stuff.
And that's why for the longest time I would take every chance that I had to do freehand stuff because that's where you really let go. You know what I mean? because every other piece is so meticulous to be sure about every line, everything's placed the right. So when someone comes in and just says, it's just or a piece requires some freehand stuff, that's the fucking holy grail because boy is that fun. Even sometimes she'll see me, I'm freehanding shit on the skin that isn't even drawn on the skin. You know what I mean? I'm freehanding with the needle. You know what I mean? So that's my fucking shit right there. Because that's when you're in it and you're fucking in the groove. You're at one with that piece and there's no doubt. And there's nothing like being in any situation really where it's like having a superpower. You know what I mean? Where you have no doubt. No pressure. You know what I mean? Nothing. You're floating. It's almost like you're existing on a different plane when you're doing a tattoo like that. And it's it's just, to me, I hear it's almost like classical music. You know what I mean? It's just absolute at peace. You know what I mean? To do something like that. And you're able to permanently mark someone because you know that they trust you so much that you can do whatever is breathing out of you. You know what I mean? It's an unbelievable experience to be, in tattooing with someone, especially dude. I mean, like, look at where we're at. Look at where we're at now. Imagine where we'll be even maybe fucking 4 years from now, maybe 5 years from now. We'll be looking at a really beautiful body of work.
What?
You know? So, I mean, like, why not, you know?
Do you know how exhausting it is not eating to try and keep some kind of facade, some kind of figure?
Now, brother, it's still beautiful. I'm just saying, you know, like...
I'm just going to go sumo size now, and we're just going to work out a budget plan, because I'm trying not to make more square inches, and you're trying to make this shit last a decade. Fucker, I know what you're doing. All right? Eventually, we're going to put a sponsorship, just a fucking...
I'm working on getting that all insured.
Just break...
I was telling her out there today, I was like, man, I can see his color from my bathroom window. You were... and I'm not joking.
So could every fucking bumblebee in Weedville.
I can see that blue.
Dude, these insects see ultraviolet colors, man. Everybody I was talking to, they're like, that makes a little sense there. I'm like, no, ultraviolet ink, man. I'm attracting animals.
Yeah, I know cats can, for sure.
Bro, a snake come out on me today. I was like, what's up, snake? I'm thinking like, what's up? Yeah, no, for real. Garter snake came out.
Tail.
He did. I got a little tail today from a garter snake. Little tail.
Like tips his hat. What's up, dude?
Good day. Good day, ultraviolet friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, I'm glowing now. Actually, I'm pissed. You guys don't have the black light set up for me.
It was over there.
Dude.
Yeah, we need more. Because with the black light on, it's too dark. So, like...
There you go. You got your first... Like, if you want to see black light enhancement, please...
That's going to go on.
Like us and share.
Black light special.
The two douches part. What do you want to lead?
I was going to roll off.
Do you want a little marijuana, do you?
Get a little butt from the sponsor.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. See, it's
dude,
like...
we need sponsorship. Lighting wax. For when you got to remove hair and or slide your... Never mind. It's got reason to buy all them old sex wax ones from surf shops and shit. Rebrand it, relabel it. The church's new product. What is it? Lubricant? Lube.
It's all natural.
It's lube. The lube we use here.
It's mighty fine.
My favorite. You wonder why there's no more elk in the valley? It's the lube we're using. Leaves a little bit of a stinging sensation.
I put that shit on my ball bearings and you wouldn't believe how that feels.
That's not funny. I do not represent any bad habits of any people and or my habits when it comes to lubes and or elk. It's important to say that.
Save the elk.
I don't want people to hate me any more than they do, so I've already like hit that threshold of people despising me, I think. As the Antichrist, I've got goat status. There's
goats and snakes.
There's people in hot places going, damn, he's bad.
That's why the snake came up to you today.
That guy. You have a little bit of a bad habit there with the marijuana. I'm noticing you're medicating a little often. Do you have anything to talk to that's on your mind? Maybe that's deep rooted.
Actually, I do.
Do you really?
I was thinking about higher dosage. Yeah, I don't think this is doing the trick. I've had to actually just temporarily switch to Johnny Booze.
What are you saying, man? It's. By the way, boozers are losers. We don't condone that. That's actually
the rarity for sure.
That's just green Jello.
It's a special occasion.
He liquefied that for the sugar.
I couldn't get my hands on any Johnny Hempseed.
Whoa.
That would be, yeah, I mean, brand your own little...
I mean...
like a mouthwash.
We don't do liquor, man. I mean, mouthwash is technically alcohol, mostly. I mean, if you want to get down to it.
You swallow.
It is.
Yeah.
You gotta spit.
See, here's the whole thing about the booze thing, all right? Cannabis, and we're going to drop some knowledge on you. Sticky. Glues people together. Keeps things together. Sticky. It's naturally sticky, right? As an adhesive, wonderful, right? Solvency, alcohol, dissolves so many things, right? You should never try and build a relationship with alcohol. It's if you put alcohol between anything, it gets just irritated and hot and nasty. I mean, for briefly hot, maybe you can even make that analogy, but honestly, then it just kind of, just goes away, evaporates, vapor, whatever, it's gone. But it dissolves. So if you add alcohol to even a good relationship that may have been sticky at one time, by natural pretense, all on its own, you add alcohol, boom, dissolves, right? And so, nature put it there, man. Nature put it there. You just got to see it.
That's why weed and mushrooms are really the only diet you need.
Weed and mushrooms, huh? Nice. Smoking the mushrooms and eating the weed.
I snorted weed one time.
Wah, wah. Scratch that.
Somebody probably got me that I couldn't.
What's that?
I snorted some weed one time.
Dude, I'm pretty sure I snorted some too myself, but I can't really tell you that I did it on purpose. Yeah. Actually, now that you said that...
that was the same night, actually, that we blew up David's mom with gunpowder. Don't snort weed, kids, and play with gunpowder.
No.
It was a prank gone horribly wrong. We had... I forget what we had emptied, some kind of firecracker. Obviously, they have gunpowder in them. And we just put a little bit in the ashtray. Just thinking that when someone would die their cigarette, it would just spark a little. Poof.
No.
Well, we all got fucking stoned and forgot that it was there. Because, of course, we did it, and then we were sitting around with all our homies, just waiting. Who's going to get it? Didn't set it off. Well, then we were all stoned, and then we left. Then fucking a couple hours later, we hear the mom out fucking living room screaming bloody murder. It fucking blew up and burned her fucking hand and rushed her to the emergency room. And of course, anytime that there's gunpowder involved, they have to call the police. So they talked to me. I didn't get any kind of citation charge. She didn't press any charges. Obviously, it was just a joke gone wrong. But that was the last of my fucking gunpowder. Sorry, Anna. That was fucked up.
That was funny at your expense, but not really.
Oh my god. She didn't think it was funny at all. I didn't go back there for a week.
I'm pissing.
Oh yeah, we can go on standby. We have a lobby.
It's as if...
We're gonna take 5. We're gonna empty the fucking reservoir. So fuck off for a minute.
And here I'm worried about the fact that I'm wearing pajamas that we're gonna show up on.
This is the conversation about that inner thigh tattoo. Deep inner thigh.
Alright, worst tattoo idea ever.
Oh, that's an easy one. Tattoo it.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Okay, you're on.
This one was fun. So it was an underage girl. To start with, she was underage, which just made it better. And her mom brought her to get this tattoo.
So it was parental consent, so it was a legal tattoo.
Always.
Okay.
Always.
I was like, geez, man, what are you doing?
Oh, shit.
First episode. Damn.
Yeah, you always gotta have parental consent. Parental. But yeah, so she was underage. Her mom brought her to get this tattoo, which just made it even better. So she wanted to get a saying, and apparently it's on a bumper sticker or some kind of sticker for Dodge, the truck company, whatever. So what she wanted was this quote on her ass that said, "Dodge the father, ram the daughter." And I was like, "And your mom?" Clearly Dad didn't think she would fucking come get it. Yeah, Dad didn't bring her to get it. They were dodging him. So I was like, "Are you fucking sure?" Because I don't classy. Don't get me wrong. Great idea. Love it. Love the placement. Mom, doing a good job. It get you out a gold star. We all approve of what you're doing here. But are you sure you want to do this?
Yes.
After a lot of talking, I finally got her to decide on something else. So she got something equally as dumb, not as offensive. So she ended up getting "Get Her Done" on her ass cheek in front of her mother. Her mother sat right, it was like I don't know. It was weird.
We don't judge on the podcast.
I wasn't judging, but I was like, I always have. I mean, not always, but I always have tried to be morally conscious of what's happening, especially whenever it's someone who is not even yet had a fully developed brain in the world. You know what I mean? Like, just like with this, we had another client wanting a face tattoo.
You can be 50 and not have a fully developed brain in this world.
This is true.
And even be very successful.
At some point, you're on your fucking own. I'm not fucking looking out for you.
Well, and then you reserve the right as management or the owner or the artist to just not do it. Because it is your art on somebody.
The dude that brought me into the industry, I had seen him turn away
past the ashtray.
Hundreds of people, and for far less dumb reasons. You know what I mean? Even just like he would not tattoo someone under the age of 21, 22, even a man, under the bend of the arm. Nothing on the lower forearm, nothing on the hand. I mean, of course, this was 15, 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, this was, whenever I was first, 18, 19, just first getting into professionally tattooing. So, like, and it was just because, obviously, at that time, it was very difficult to get a job if you had a tattoo, period. It didn't matter what it was.
It's ironic.
The context
I
didn't
too
matter
follow the same.
You know what I mean?
No under the dress shirt.
So for the longest time, it was a bigger deal. Like, listen, if you have a visible tattoo, you're fucking already cutting your chances in half, if not more, getting employed anywhere, even a fucking McDonald's, which may be hard to believe in this day and age, but it wasn't that long ago that we were fucking judged and hated and treated like assholes and criminals and drug addicts just because we had tattoos. We could have been saints. It didn't matter.
7.5 minutes ago.
So it's like I had seen him literally having fucking screaming matches with parents that were like, listen, I have the money. I'm signing for him. It's your fucking job to do the tattoo. I'm paying you to do the fucking... And, like, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking out for your son's future, and you're demanding that I mark his body permanently when all I'm doing is telling you, hey, get it somewhere else, somewhere you can cover it up, somewhere you can hide it. Don't put it on your fucking hand or your lower forearms. You don't know where you're going to end up in the next 5, 10 years, 20 years. You don't know where you're going to have to work.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I was fortunate enough that I knew what my position was going to be in the world. I had a fucking stick and poke tattoo that was done by my dad on my hand when I was 13. So I was like, same thing, confidence that my parents had that, like, listen, he's only got one direction. He's going to be a tattoo artist and he's going to be covered in tattoos and look like a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? So here I am. But who would have thought that the rest of the world would have joined me in looking like a fucking idiot? I mean, I wasn't the first, but it was very uncommon.
I knew it.
I mean, I was like, listen, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, my mom's biggest piece of advice, because she didn't give a shit what I looked like. That doesn't change who I am. My mom's biggest piece of advice is, listen, if you're going to make yourself easily identifiable, be a little bit smarter about the choices you're making. You know what I mean? Because you think it's going to be hard for them to peek at a crowd with fucking 2-inch holes in your ears and fucking shit all over your arms. They'll know you from a mile away. So just be very smart about the choices you make. And I never had to worry about that because,
that's golden advice.
Now I blend in like a motherfucker.
Now you look like a regular.
But what I love
now filthy as fuck.
When they check in for jail, at least they used to, they would ask you what all your tattoos were and what they meant. Yeah, and they would document them all. I'd be like, this is a fucking lambda symbol. Like, all this ridiculous shit that it was.
We have a body-size Xerox machine we're just going to need you to lay on.
Well, now they just go, arm. Forearm.
We're going to go back to reference minute 28 of this podcast where we're talking about conveniences of modern technology. Now they got the fucking digital imagery, especially when they're taking pictures of you and your tattoos. Because who doesn't have 30 of them, dude? The average shoplifter has 28. She could be 48 years old picking up fucking diapers. She'll have 19 piercings, fucking, and some she's lying about. Like, the fuck? I didn't even know you could pierce this. Hey, Joe, go check this out. Did you ever see this? What the fuck is dangling from that, and what is it connected to? What do they call this?
It's a fine piece of jewelry, and it works as a birth control.
And it vibrates. What the fuck? Are you supposed to take this example before you busted?
Tip me.
Oh! Right.
Got it.
I was never arrested with this thing on. My fans are going to love it.
Took this thing into the cell.
Wow. That got
really, she is having a good time in jail. Do you hear her?
There we go. There you go. How did you let that slip through?
That was C-block. Do you hear her screaming? She gets in here.
Contraband. Wrong, sir. This is OnlyFans.
Took me a week to find it.
Right.
They don't have good razors in jail.
Right. But I'm claiming that one to the end. It flew in from the yard.
But yeah, now it's far more unusual to meet someone that doesn't have a tattoo. This guy just did today. I did him real good.
Sponsored by.
He was a virgin.
Really? He was his first? No shit.
And it's really cool to see how many people on their first tattoo go big. You know, I mean, and that's the thing too, is like the scale of tattoos, because of how socially acceptable they are now, has gotten so much bigger that even a full, we have people that are in their fucking 50s coming in and getting fucking, I got a whole arm.
Hey.
Yeah,
hey. Hey. What's wrong with guys in their 50s getting lots of tattoos, huh?
Oh,
you got a fucking problem with it? Huh? This guy over here. This motherfucker over here. What the fuck?
I don't even see it. I forget. I think you're my age.
Pencil me in for 2000 never, motherfucker. How about that? How about this? The next time you see me is the next.
Fuck! Did I used to have this motherfucker? Every time I defend him, he sold me weed. Every time I defend him, he's like, "Yo, your prices just went up, bitch."
That's it.
Fuck you.
Formerly sponsored by.
Lost the spawns.
Got a little problem with your Wi-Fi? No surprise. The installer's Russian.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. If Vlad shows up at the door, just
go over and flip the breaker.
That's it.
It's on the other side.
Lights out.
Shut it down. No funding.
I'm not the paper. You can have the paper. We're taking the weed.
You know what? Fuck that. Give me the bag it came in.
That's it.
Give me the
bag's mine too. Give me that baggie. What'd you light it with?
3 roses in your fucking mouth. You got the ball. You know,
I don't care. I don't care. The matchbook says free. Take one. Nope. Did you pick up a toothpick while you were there too? That's mine.
Holy hell.
See, there you go. The poison stuff.
You may be, but I don't think you identify as a 50-year-old man. You don't have to.
Mercury weed, we call it. Famous Russian marijuana.
You know what? Take this one.
Right.
Fucking straight out.
We call that Yuri's weed. You don't want to smoke that, my friend. Comrade. Misha from Moscow said, good night. Fuck, you ain't smoking the mercury weed, dude. Yeah, you're mine. So I bring my own, bitch. Shit. Ain't nobody touching my weed. Trust you motherfuckers. I'm not saying your weed's crazy, but some of you guys shop at the fucking reservation and whatnot, man. That's cool. I mean, if that's what you like to do, but, that's cool. I got mine. I'm cool.
Just took a turn.
You got yours. You're cool. Yeah.
Not much.
I mean, you can have mine. That's cool too, but, but what's yours is cool. With you.
But it's weird. It is weird, though. Just how many people are coming out of the woodwork, so to speak, to get their first ones. I guess, like I said, I would imagine because most of their lives it was demonized. Oh no, what? You're gonna get a tattoo?
All right. I think you can have an entire you can have a visual or an assist with this one, but I would love to know how many people went big initially and had it altered midstream, just outline, and just or they were going.
I fucking hate that. That happens. It's not always the
or full color to gray shade. You're just like, man, this was going to turn out to be, $5 grand or.
And I don't know what the reason is. I don't know if people were just tapping out. I don't know. Maybe they really mean what they say. Well, that could be it too. But there are a lot of times, and the thing sucks because if you don't know initially that this thing may potentially just be an outline, or that this thing may just be black and gray, and it's not going to have the shading, or it's not going to have the color. When you are not aware of that from the start, you make decisions based on that information. So, as an example, say this is, we don't have a shot of this, but just say that one of these squares is what we're tattooing. And you come in, the initial idea is that we're going to tattoo that square and it's going to be filled in black. So I would tattoo this, and maybe I didn't do this outside edge so perfect. Mm-hmm. Maybe it, I don't know, it cut in a little bit or something, okay? So then I just have to put a new clean edge on it because it's going to be filled in black and you're not going to see that. Right. So if at that point they decide sometime when I'm done outlining it, oh, you know what, I like it just like that actually, I just want to keep going.
You're like, but that's not, that's not the final line.
That line shouldn't be there. I was going to hide it. Right. I made a small mistake and I needed to hide it with the fucking, the fill. Right. I knew it was going to be filled in, so I knew I could do that. But now I can't. So there's one tattoo specifically that I know of that, okay, so it had like a taper in one of the things. I don't know specifically what it was, but it was a taper. And I didn't get it so perfect. Especially whenever it's in a symmetrical design, you look at that one and say, okay, I got to build it up a little bit on this one side to make it thicker. Mm-hmm. So, at the very inside curl that, it ended up having like what I would call it like a double line. So you would have two lines where there should only be one. I'm going to fill it in. Don't fucking matter. Okay. Right. Make that even. I can just fill it back in. Because if I would have known it was going to just be an outline, I would have left it alone because it wouldn't have been that drastic of a difference to where somebody's like, not the same exactly on this side or this side. It would have been a very subtle difference. It wouldn't have been a difference. But because I knew I was going to fill it in, I have the opportunity to make it more accurate. This fucking bitch. No, actually, I just like it like this. I'm like, no, you don't.
I got to finish it. What are you doing? No, it's not done.
But that's what I'm in my head thinking, like, fuck, because I know that I did that. I already, like I said, that's the first thing I'm going to do when I start filling it in.
You pull back and go, I'm not done yet, or
you have no choice. I left it. Like, you don't want me to fill it in? Then it's done.
So was that a budget tap out, or was that a pain tap out, or was it genuinely like, I like it better?
I think it was pain. I honestly think that she just was ready to be done. And she probably did genuinely think it looked nice the way it is, because 99.9% of that fucking thing has absolutely perfect lines, and it's beautiful. I take pride in my line work, but there are some times where everybody's different, every body's different, every skin stretch is different. There's so many different variables that not every time are you going to produce an absolutely perfect line. So, there are things that we can do as artists that when we don't, we can hide it. As long as we have all the information that we, so it's like, it's one of those things, and like I said, there are times where, I'm hoping, you know what, I know you wanted to do this thing fucking full color, what about just doing it black and gray? Not only would I love it more, and would it be less of a mess, because it's not that I don't like doing color, but god damn, it's so much more messy than doing black ink and gray wash. Like, when I do color, it's fucking everywhere. What the fuck is happening? Like, it is a fucking mess. I've got it everywhere. But when I'm on black and gray,
box
it's like
opened up and
playing
shit.
a fucking violin when I'm doing black and gray. It's weird, and I don't know if it's just because ink is thicker than
ADHD, dude. You have some fucking serious problems.
God damn it, do I love when they decide not to do color.
You're just like, I want my world to be black and white. That's it.
If I was a fucking bitch like Kat Von D, I would only do black and gray.
How much color do you have on you right now? Not a lot?
Oh, like 3.
3?
3 colors. Red, green, and blue.
Okay.
Red. There's green and green. And I have a Twitter bird, which is fucking awesome. Listen, I got this. God, I wouldn't even know what year.
Wait, anytime somebody self-expresses they have an awesome tattoo, you do realize that immediately makes the tattoo void. Look at this fucking awesome tattoo I got. Wah, wah, wah.
So, but it's even better now.
It's knowing that it's not awesome. You're trying to sell it. Look at this awesome girl's name I got on my ankle.
Cheeseburger's pretty good.
All
my favorite tattoos are none of the ones that are like, that's a cool tattoo, it's a nice tattoo. They're all the stupidest fucking things.
The shoemaker's kid runs around barefoot.
I have a spray bottle, like a tattoo spray bottle on me, because there was a short period of my career. I just broke them all the time. They just stopped working in the middle of tattoos, and I would have to fucking throw them away and shit. Like, tattoos, fuck those things, man. I fucking hate this.
Okay, so the story is, you can never find a spray bottle when you need one. Therefore, you tattoo a spray bottle on your forearm. That's fucking awesome.
As far as the Twitter bird, though, this was done when I was in college, so it had to have been like around the time that 9/11 happened, whatever. I would have been obviously 18, 19 years old, so it's been a while for a while. I was like trying to be big on Twitter. That was the thing then. My buddy Mikey had over 1,000 followers, and he wouldn't even follow me back until I had over 1,000 followers. He was a fucking Twitter snob.
Bougie.
Oh, it was so funny. White girl gangster.
Held his feather up.
It's awesome. He's like, listen, bro, you only have like 700 followers, dude. Who are you? I don't even know who you are.
Nobody even knows who you are, man.
Talk about nonsense.
Yeah.
I was actually, my original Twitter name was Hey Tom Towels. Hey Tom Towels. Tom Towels. And it was because I was all fucked up one time and we were watching this Western for some reason. I was completely fucking out of it, and I was watching this Western and Tom Towels was in the credits.
Okay.
Hey Tom Towels is exactly what I said.
Right.
Sitting there watching the credits like this. Hey Tom Towels. You know, and that's where it's stuck. But anyway, now that Twitter is no longer Twitter, it's X. The bird is dead. They killed the bird. It's not the logo anymore. It's not Twitter anymore. It's X. So that's fucking, you know, that's timeless now. And it's cool because I didn't get it after the fucking execution of the bird. So
it means something to you, and that's the important part.
And this whole eventually is all going to be colored in, like, imagine like Super Mario World 3 background, like with the blue and the little generic clouds. You know, so this will be negative space. The bird will be open. But maybe I'll put a little X in it.
One thing I'm giving you the next tattoo.
I would be open to that. I've got, you know,
I've got zero experience giving people tattoos.
I was going to say I've got probably at least 3 or 4 tattoos from people that had zero experience. Like,
actually, I think that's a fair exchange in manhood here. See, look, I've never seen any of your work before I hired you to do my entire piece.
Right, when I'm blind.
Full blind faith. And I'm thinking maybe you should trust that I'm actually a talented tattoo artist that's...
You may be under all that.
I mean, holy shit, I never actually thought about that. I think I want to tattoo something on you.
Now, what I've learned in my experience in having someone take that dive is you essentially have to pick what it is because you want it to be something that you're interested in.
I'll bet your ass I'm picking the fucking tattoo. Oh, absolutely. Yep.
I mean, I'm pretty open.
And we're not checking it with you either. As a matter of fact,
it's got to be totally blind on my end.
I think we're going to make the general public privy to it. Let them vote on what I think it is, and then I'm going to try and reproduce the art with my kindergarten-like crayon skills. Using the rotary. I'm going to fucking glove up. I'm going to use everything to make it as good as I can. I'll even practice on, you know, whatever. You know, I'll do my best. But
right, you're not going to go in just to give me some fucked up piece, right? You're going to try to do it right. Okay.
Yeah, yep.
So, as far as like you find the piece, if you have to draw it or whatever, you know.
We'll pick like 4 or 5 pieces that I think would look nice on you, you know, or something that may be completely fucking...
You could even list a couple things, you know what I mean? Like, you know, A, B, C, D, and then you draw whatever it is with your own flair. And how
considering you have a fucking spray bottle on your arm, I'm thinking that the content is wide open, and I can go anywhere with this.
Anywhere from food to miscellaneous items to sayings.
We're going to get hella creative with it and see what happens. And then we'll let the, you know, if there is any voting or if there's a poll we could set up, then we'll have people...
a tattoo that says hella creative. What do you mean this tattoo's hella creative?
I told you it was going to be hella creative from the beginning. Go back to episode 1, bitch. I said it. Hella creative tattoo.
But yeah, the scheme is open. Dude, I have a cheeseburger.
You shouldn't be this willing, but
I have a leaf. Isn't that one sick though, dude? Like, this is cool. But yeah, I've got all kinds of weird shit.
Look at this cool one. This is the coolest. Look at this. I got this really cool one.
My coolest one's probably like the Goomba.
What the hell is a Goomba? Oh, from Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Goomba tree.
How old are you?
Nah. Mario Brothers, something you played,
on this side. Yeah, right. Fucking disclaimer, I'm older than him.
I was born when Fortnite came out, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Holy hell.
Yeah, people lost me on Pokemon Go. I'm just like, that's it.
We get down.
when you're in New Jersey and you're driving into oncoming traffic because you got to get to some fucking mysterious dojo that they put in the middle of the highway, and you're like, what am I doing here? And their kids are going, no, wait, I want the second time, wait, no, don't move, no, second round! And, it got a little stressful. Yeah,
it's not as bad as it used to be. I mean, you figure people were falling in fucking manholes playing this shit whenever it first came out. Remember how many people died because they walked into fucking oncoming traffic because they weren't paying attention? Like, natural selection, people. The world has a way of weeding out the idiots.
I had a favorite pizza parlor that I got so frustrated at because I didn't understand the dynamic of people waiting there on their phones playing Pokemon Go and not standing around waiting for their pizzas. I drive by going, this fucking place is jam-packed again. They're not pushing pies out. I'm so pissed. I'm trying to hit them at any time I can. Nope. 3 o'clock, busy. 4 o'clock, busy. 5 o'clock, busy. 6 o'clock, busy. Right to fucking closing. And what it is, the same people standing outside dicking with their phones trying to catch these little fuzzy things. I don't know. You lost me at Twitter.
Pocket monsters, bro.
It's like Twitter didn't have enough characters for me to really expel what I wanted to say, because I would have to continuously be pecking at it. Excuse me.
250 character limit. I think that still stands.
Was it one? It was 140 at first.
Oh, it's 250 now. They did increase it, but see now that Elon Musk owns Twitter, it's fucked. It's like, I mean, I don't even have it installed on my phone anymore. Like, because really Twitter is only good like for like really like business networking. I mean, like, because there's, but that's my perspective, I guess. But like now, from what I'm hearing, Twitter is like the old Tumblr. Remember, Tumblr was like the Wild West, where like Tumblr had like porn and all kinds of crazy shit. Do you remember Tumblr? It was only popular for like a hot minute, and it was before the craze of like Pornhub and all that shit. But like now, Twitter apparently is like got no regulation to where, like, I mean, Rogan talks about it all the time, that even like he sees so many animal attack videos on Twitter, and they're just recommended to him all day long, just like lions fucking eating people and fucked up shit, like, and it's not censored, it's not flagged, it's not, I mean, like, it's just the Wild West now. Like, it was just, there's no rules, Yeah, it's fucking weird. And that's why all the sponsors are pulling out. I mean, like Disney pulled out, but like, you think he gives a fuck? Like, you're going to tell the richest man in the world that you're not going to give him any money for his website,
right?
Like, we'll hurt him. Fucking just blast another rocket into space, or you know what I mean? Like,
can't really give a billionaire advice.
Why would you even try? You know what I mean? Like, I'd be asking for advice.
I would kindly admit that he's open-minded and would take anybody's advice, because obviously...
Well, and especially just with the level of censorship across all their platforms. I mean, look, I mean, they're literally forcing TikTok to sell. You know what I mean? Like, same thing with, like, I mean, all of this Facebook stuff. It's so skewed anymore now. Anybody that's looking on that shit and, like, believing anything that they're reading is a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much misinformation, like, so I would rather there be social media to where, like, give me all of the bullshit, don't fucking filter or censor any of it out, and let me decide for myself, instead of you deciding what's real and what's not, or what I should know or what I shouldn't. Like,
oh wow,
it's too fucking weird.
I think I really disagree with that at this point, and want censorship in play.
In what port?
Everything. I wanted to go back to 1951 or something.
I mean, it would be nice if people had those kind of morals. Yeah, that would be great.
I mean, look,
but that ain't fucking turning back. I mean, people are being less and less. People are literally dehumanizing themselves at this point. So, I mean, the fact that we're going to go back to a society that values themselves and their fucking dignity is very, very fucking hard to believe. Because, like, you figure even like with this, this generation of people are like, I'm non-binary. Well, as humans, we're binary. That's science. There's a male and a female. So therefore, if you're non-binary, you're calling yourself non-human already from the gate. You know what I mean? So, like, we're living in a society that's just dehumanizing themselves to begin with. You know what I mean? People don't even know what they are anymore. It's weird.
And I don't disagree with that at all. And I think that argument, as far as what somebody identifies with, is still their choice.
Absolutely. Just don't force other people to fucking believe it.
but the repercussions of making that choice, and other changing what is the natural trajectory for you, what's been laid out for you, you deciding to take the reins of that will have certain repercussion. You don't go fucking with nature and expect for nature to not try and fuck back. And you may not ever feel that, but somewhere down the line, somebody in your chain, in the domino effect of things, somebody who's influenced and or maybe even directly in your bloodline will somehow be affected by that, negatively, positively, but you are taking a huge responsibility in doing that. And I think you should be really fucking sure when you decide to call yourself even not human. I mean, I go around claiming that I'm not from, biblical, roots. I'm not from Africa. It doesn't matter to me where people claim Jesus is from. It's really an insignificant fact to me. Yeah. Like the fact that people are arguing about that it's really wasting theoretically what the precious time God gave you. You're squabbling.
Too, right? You have so much time to argue.
Could you imagine if God said, "Look at this glorious book I wrote for you. Now skim through it really quick. It's an instruction manual, and we got it. Okay, good. Now go live it." And now you come back 52 times a year to review the content to the point where you're exhausted of it. It is now it's skull fucked into you, and you're just like, I know those things. I know the entire book by heart, backwards, forwards, and everything else. But yet, for some reason, people are just not acting the way they should be in this particular book. Like, what gives? What's up? Right? He would actually get angry that you're still stumbling over those pages, going, "Well, dude, this is simple content. Like, you should be able to. You get it, right? Like, don't bang your sister, don't bang your wife. Here's a list of things you shouldn't do. Really easy, 10. Short, to the point.
What's common sense? Lie, cheat, steal.
We'll change the writing every so often so you guys can keep up with it. So it's not going to be so hard for you to understand. We'll interpret it. We'll change things a little bit every so often. So it's not that hard to follow. It's just.
But with anything, people take it too far. I mean, because I don't have any problem with anybody that believes whatever they want to believe or follow whatever set of code or whatever that they want to. But I mean, it's the fact of forcing it upon somebody else, because it's the same thing with the whole gender thing. Like, if I want to be a whatever, that's fine, but why do I have to force you to accept that I'm? I mean, same thing. Been male and female for fucking billions of years. Why all of a sudden are you so special that you're not either one of those things? And it would be no different if someone was saying, "Well, I believe in God, and this is what I believe, and this is the only thing that I believe, and if you don't believe that, then you should be punished." You know what I mean? It's almost no different. You know what I mean? You're forcing someone to believe in something that you believe, despite what they believe. You know what I mean? Because you can believe whatever you want to yourself, and that's fine. I mean, whatever you believe doesn't affect what I believe at all. You know what I mean? You can believe in whoever, whatever, and that doesn't affect my. You know what I mean? Doesn't affect my belief system. Doesn't affect me at all. You know what I mean? That doesn't. Just doesn't. So, why would I force you to believe what I want to believe, or why would you force me to believe what you want?
I think because everybody wants company.
Yeah, I like that too. There's the thing that says, for the trans community, how can you accept us to accept you for who you are when you couldn't even accept you for who you are? The whole reason you're trans is because you couldn't accept who you are. You know what I mean? It's just so weird. It's like
I think the purpose as to why you're doing what you're doing. The religious aspects of things is, I think, more communal than what the trans is trying to prove. The individuality of it, or maybe the selfishness that can be seen behind it, is great. So you're bringing all this attention to you, but here I am, Bible thumping to try and help all of us together. Right. Here you are making a point that you can be different. You want to be different. Sure, you flex that freedom. All right. You eventually get that muscle strengthened up and it's toned. You can be anything you want to be. But what's wrong with just being normal? Or, for the sake of conversation, 1951. That's my argument, is what didn't work exactly about that in the time of, the evolution of America, or the growth spurt that we've had here in the last, 50, 60 years. What was so wrong with that traditional cliche lifestyle that we had to morph so much out of it?
I think that's the whole point, is that people fucking started to think that it was too cliche. I'm a man, I have to do this, I have to do this. And if I don't do that, then I'm no longer a man. You know what I mean? If I don't, have a career, and I don't have a family and a wife and a child, and I'm not a bread maker and head of household. All of these preset things that in 1950 was a good example. I mean, obviously, that was the goal. You know what I mean? To have a house, to have a family, to have a good job, and you know what I mean, like the American dream, the white picket fence, the house, the kids. You know what I mean? Like, so I think at some point they were like, you know what? Fuck that. We don't want that. I want to be my whole new thing. Yeah, because even now, I mean, obviously there's pressures for males and females to do men things or female things, and to reach certain plateaus or to go in certain directions because of their gender. But fuck, we live in an age where you can do whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't matter. I mean, fucking women run corporations and men fucking strip. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, it's not like...
These are, all right, but these are like careers, and these are jobs, and this are roles.
Yeah, I mean, but I guess,
as far as the grand scheme of things,
it's about your personal, internal fucking whatever chemistry. But same thing, it's like, just because this and this and this makes a girl doesn't mean that a girl can't be whatever kind of girl she wants. You know what I mean? The fact that you're a girl doesn't stop you from literally doing fucking anything. Nowadays, in 1950, maybe it would have. You wouldn't have been able to go and be the head of fucking IBM. You would have had to stay at home and fucking make pies and take care of the kids and have more. You know what I mean? So like, it's. I was about to say, it's not even an argument, because it's obviously choice. And you don't take choice from anybody, whether it's and again, we don't judge on the podcast, right? So it may sound misogynistic, yeah. And anybody can be whatever they want.
And obviously, two guys bitching about gender roles is really single-sided. But for the sake of conversation,
we don't give a fuck either.
Right?
I know I'm a fucking man or whatever I want to be tomorrow. I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, whatever anybody else is, again, doesn't affect our day-to-day. We're going to go and do whatever the fuck we want tomorrow anyway. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. It's like, live in your own bubble. Believe what you want. But stop forcing it on other people, and everybody will be fucking happy, for the most part. I mean, people that are not going to be happy are not going to be happy regardless. Everybody's going to have a problem with anything. But the thing is like pushing it too far. Because just like with religion, it's not right to be indoctrinating people to believe what you want to believe. You know what I mean? You can't be fucking finding weak and vulnerable and uneducated people and transitioning them.
Well,
to build your fucking army.
That's also, and I'm playing devil's advocate, excuse the pun, but that's assuming people are predatory in a religious, business plan.
Which they can be.
It could be people that are weak that happen to need the word of God, or happen to find a church and they find it on their own. And
that's what's so scary about it, is that those are the people that need it the most. And you look at a place like that as somewhere that even at your lowest point, you can, no matter what, trust the people that are on the other side of that door. And sometimes you can't. I mean, sometimes the person's on the other side of that door is just, a sheep in wolf's clothes. Sheep other way around. Wolf in sheep's clothes. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, like, just like in any situation, I mean, like, you could walk into a tattoo shop tomorrow and they could just be like, I wonder what their fucking balance is in their bank account. Sure, it's only $100 tattoo, but I bet you I could get $5. You know what I mean? Like, it's no matter what walk of life you're a part of, there's always the potential of some nefarious end. You know what I mean? So it's like, you gotta just fucking live your life.
Well, here, when it comes, I guess, to pushing religion on people.
Yeah, I don't know if that had anything to do with what we were talking about. But.
I don't know. We got to that point. But what I was going to say initially was, in nature, a lot of things didn't change so drastically. Now, everything changes in nature as far as evolution goes. Nothing's, I think, the same as it was a million years ago. So, or maybe it was. I don't know. I'm fucking misspeaking. But as far as drastic...
We're just food. We're just food for the planet.
I don't think we have the right to so drastically change nature's trajectory. That's basically...
We're ants. You know what I mean? Like, we really...
It's ill-defined by, let's get back to 1951. But, I mean... And that's just, whatever. I'm not talking about, like, running around lunch boxes and working as a
what 1951 would you like to see reestablished in modern day? Just less technology, less bullshit, less whoring around, those kind of things. Just like, more commitment, more faithfulness, more value of life, I think. Like more appreciation for the simple things, maybe.
I think family cohesion is probably what it really comes down to.
That's like, cool that, you're reaching this plateau too, because obviously you weren't always on that side of things either. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool because there is so much more to be desired in that position, than, a lot of other alternatives, like the security of things is nice,
The profound irony that I use family cohesion.
But that's the thing, you know what I mean? Like, people fucking evolve. That's the fucking thing. Like, I would have never in a million years, even thought that it was possible for me to be in the position that I'm in now. And not just as a parent, not just as someone that, is building a home, not just as someone that's, running a business, because, the business side of me has always been there. The initial drive and to do things and to progress and do awesome shit has always been in me, and that's effortless almost, just because that's who I am. But to be able to do that and maintain that and to be able to be that person while also being a father, while also being, someone that holds down a house and has a family like me, like, that is something that even now, if you would talk to most people, is that you can't fucking do all of that. You know what I mean? Like, you can't fucking be a tattoo artist in a fucking, like, what are you going to have the baby in a tattoo shop? Yeah.
I did.
Every fucking day.
Got that.
And you know what she did today? You know what she did today? She had that rotary machine in her hand, and I'm telling you, she's like, me, you had it on the shoulder, me, I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you fucking wait. 1 year old, she's, me.
I think as opposed to me being pulled in to give you a tattoo,
never in a million years would have thought
we should put the gun in your daughter's hands and have her just give you a tattoo.
You know what I mean? Within the first year, 2 years, well, and it would be cool, like, every year, you know what I mean? Let's see the evolution, but just like that kind of stuff, dude. I mean, like, I've always like, I'm gonna do fucking awesome things in tattooing, but like, to see that today, there is nothing cooler than that. To see that fucking machine that we create artwork with every day and that we fucking feed our family with every day in our fucking daughter's hand. Like, it's just like, like, holy fuck, I can see it right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so cool. And who knows? She might fucking absolutely hate tattooing because she had to grow up around it, and it's, it is what it is. It's its own beast. So she might want to be a fucking ballerina, or, I mean, but whatever. It's so cool because these are elements that are all part of something that has always been a part of me that I never, it's like it's just like just spidering out. You know what I mean? It's evolving. It truly is evolving. Like, I was always this, but now it's just, I can see it spewing out. It's just cool. And you kind of get that little glimpse of maybe some knowledge and maybe some, some information that you might leave behind. I mean, some good that you'll leave behind. Which, I always used to think about, like, man, fuck, that tattoo I just did is going to outlive me. You know what I mean? Like, there's a piece of me that I already know, unless this fucking dude gets taken out by some fucking meteor or something, or fucking car crash, or fucking, whatever, that this thing's going to be walking around on the earth after I'm buried. You know what I mean? And that's a fucking weird feeling. Especially, like, it really makes you want to do really good work. You're like, fuck, man. People are going to be like, fucking asshole, I'm glad he's fucking dead.
There's specific instruction.
That was supposed to be a you, and now it's this cunt. And I fucking, so I just try to do my best, try to leave good work behind. And now it's like, I mean, to see that, it's like, holy shit, that's a whole nother human that I put, what I mean, hopefully a good part of, all of the good things of me into that person. Now they're going to go do cool things, like, you can just, it's fucking weird, dude. It's a dimension of my life that I just never imagined, and it's a good one.
This weed does such beautifully spiritual things, dude.
Where you get your weed at, bro? From you, don't you?
Me?
Oh, yeah. What's up, Mr. Chisel?
It's fucking Snickle Fritz, too. That's the worst part. Yeah, so I have specific instructions to cut and stretch out my skin after it's been tanned and framed up. And
don't ask me to do it.
You're signing it.
I could do that. That's fucking. It's cool. I remember seeing it. It wasn't very odd. But Ripley's, believe it or not, this dude, he had terminal cancer, and he decided to go and get this big ass fucking back piece tattoo. He always wanted to get this tattoo. He ran a biker bar and all this shit, but he never had any tattoos, and he wanted to get this big ass tattoo. So he finally was diagnosed with cancer, and he went and did it. He just fucking, it was his last final wish to get this fucking thing tattooed. But he put it in his will, and he made his son promise that whenever he died, that he would cut this fucking tattoo, or they would have it removed, and it's in a fucking frame in the bar.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, that is fucking wicked, man. Like, I used to have a little piece of pig skin that I had bought off of somebody it was tattooed in a jar, but to have human flesh, and then like, oh yeah, teeth. So man, like,
I'm back. How you doing, buddy? All right.
The thing that sucks, I don't have anything good enough to fucking rip off.
Oh no, it'll be one of those recovery programs. You do Dave Vlad today. We're taking straight razor recovery. That's it. Finally found a fucking use for it. We're going to. We told you. We'll be back.
I brought the dull one.
Do you remember Joe Lieberman says hello?
Joe Lieberman sent me.
Oh shit! All right, I guess that's it then, huh? You guys want to?
We're gonna end it there.
So that's a lot of fucking jibber jabber about nothing.
I want to thank you for coming down, man. We've been talking about doing this for quite a long time, so this is pretty cool, and I'm sure we'll do more of these. I mean, like we realistically do this every time we're together, but we'll start filming these. These are pretty entertaining. So I want to thank anybody that does take the time to watch this. If this does see the light of day, thank you, and thank you, Dimitri. Have a good night.
Thank you, Rat. Thanks, Laura.
Thank you.
Thank you to the church. I love how it came fucking full circle. Back to fucking